Howdy, Possum Patty and Little Miss TT here. And we're having a bit of play in my magical mushroom-shaped fairy house journal that I was working on last night. And I did leave some crumbs on the table to get started this morning. Now, earlier this morning, I did paint the dragon. This is my Doki Doki Forest dragon. I copied it off of a Happy Mail envelope that Amy sent me. I will link her channel below. And I videotaped this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in a bit of video about how I painted the beautiful dragon that's going to go on top of this little magical grass house for the fairies. I'll pop that in now so you can see that, and then I'll come back and talk about what I'm going to do next. So come on along. All right, so now I'm going to work on the dragon. I want to jazz it up a little bit. It's looking kind of orangey because I copied it off of the back of my Happy Mail envelope. And I have these D.D. Dupre's sparkly watercolors from Temu. I made some swatches. There they are. And let's see, what color dragon do we want to make this? Well, I have blue. I don't know if blue is going to go well over the orange. You know what? I need to juice these up a little bit. So let me give them a little bit of a spritz. And just wait a second. It's always good to get your colors juicy. Let the water sit on there for a second. Sort of work it in. You'll get much better pigment coverage. Don't be so impatient to start. Give it a second. Relax, take a breath. Play with the color a little bit. Okay. I have no idea how it's going to look over the orange, so we shall see. And after I put some paint on it, I'm going to use my Sakura black glaze pen to brighten up the lines. And I do have the Deco Color Premium Gold. It's almost like a gold foil and a marker. I might add a couple of touches with that. So I'm going to look for the dark areas first. So a dark area would be along the bottom, just to see what kind of coverage I'm getting here and how this is going to look on the orange. Might do the spines a little different color. It's a little bit opaque, but that's okay. I'll work on the lines after. It might make the paper a little crinklier because this is just cardstock. I'll go slowly. Well, we're doing blue because blue is my color for the year. And sometimes working over a complementary color is a good idea. And blue and orange are complementary, which means they're like opposite on the color wheel. Of course, it might look a little different when it dries too. I think I'll continue that. And the beauty of working with a copy is you can't ruin it. Because it's just a copy. So you can play and experiment and have fun. No worries. See, so you're going to get some absorbency because this paper's not sized for painting. So if you leave that, you're going to get a hard line. Sometimes you want a hard line, sometimes you want a soft line. You might want some highlighted parts, like maybe the top of the leg there. And it's always fun to put your darkest right next to your lightest. Give it a little bit of that Renoir look. And I could always go back and put some gold highlights in there too. I might make the chest a little bit different, contrast a little bit there. I could always dry this and put a second coat on if I want a little more shimmer. You know, sometimes you get areas like that, and that might be fun just to leave that there. Little happy accidents are always fun. Put a little blue under the chin though. Blend that into whatever color I wind up using down there. All right, the face. If I make the cheek a little bit lighter than what I make underneath, just to make the shape of the face stand out, that'll probably be a good thing. See, if this was watercolor paper, you could spread the color around a little better, but it's just soaking right into the paper. Some bright, shiny blue, I think, around this eye. I really want to thank Amy at Doki Doki Forest for sending me an original drawing of a dragon. Now I could probably add some white touches. She makes beautiful anime eyes on her critters. Give them so much life. Okay, I'm going to dry this for a second. I don't want to get it too wet. Okay, let's add some more colors. We're going to add, let's see. Ooh, that is beautiful. I can see I've already used a lot of that on something. But I think this green will go really nicely with that blue. Always work your colors. I want this one to be a little darker. And I could add a few touches of purple to the darker areas, like a shadowy areas. Probably can't blend the colors as well on cardstock, but I might try to mix up the colors a little bit. I'm going to do the top of the tail. And again, I'm not worrying about the lines. I'll put the lines back in. When it dries, I'll be able to see them a little better, I hope. I hope. I can figure it out. I can figure it out. These may be a little bit more opaque than, you know, like regular watercolors. Some colors are more transparent, some are more opaque. These seem to be a little bit opaque. Now I love that color, but I feel like I want to add something to it. Maybe just a little bit of a darker color. I'm going to work this darker color in, just even get some texture on there instead of it being solid. Now you're really not supposed to do that. You're supposed to put the color across over the painting all the time. No. You should have your color and water on one side so you're not crossing over. Now it doesn't seem to be a whole lot of difference in these two greens, just a little bit. I might go back and put a more of that lighter green at the edge. Or maybe I'll put gold or something at the edge. All right, I dried it a little bit. I'm going to try some purple in a shadowy area. Maybe a little at the bottom, though you're not going to see much of this because the grass is going to be there. Paper's curling a little bit. Well, even watercolor paper will curl up. So that's no biggie. I think I'm going to make a purple line. I think putting the different colors on will make it look like iridescent. Like it's a blue dragon, but in the sun you can see purple and green and gold. A little under the chin there. Oh, I was thinking to put purple around the eyeball. You know, put a little more green. You put a little bit more sparkly green at the tips here. Or maybe I'll add some gold. I was thinking of putting a little gold on the face. Or maybe pink. Okay. I like it. I like it. It's very shiny. And I know I will love it once I get my lines on there. What was I going to do? Oh, the cheek. The cheek, the cheek, the cheek. Let's see what we got here. We got a gold. Yeah, this is kind of yellowy. This dragon is just going to sparkle. Like I said, this is be an iridescent dragon. I added the black lines and the whites of the eye. And now I have, oh, and some gold dots on the little scales and the tip of the spine. So now we have a very shiny fluorescent dragon. So as soon as this is dry, we're going to go back to the journal page and get it put all together. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little bit about painting with these very shimmery watercolors. They're a lot of fun. So now I have my dragon and I have my little fairy house, and I did one little tiny thing, but you're going to have to come in a lot closer to see it because it's just a little tiny thing. I put little faces in the windows. I think at the very end of the video last night, I said, I had an idea for the windows, and I did. And she's up and down all the time. And I got that done too, but I'm going to be working on the door. I love windows and doors and garden gates. I don't know. Don't you think there's just something magical about looking out a window? It's like looking into another world, or passing through a door, or opening up a garden gate. They're all very magical to me, but I'm easily entertained, that's for sure. So anyway, we've got to get this journal page together, and all my journal pages are shaped like half a mushroom. And I've got to get the house on there, and the dragon on the house, and the fairy inside of the door, and a little bit of journaling, and then move on to the next page. If you watched yesterday's video, I did show you a picture of the 3 fairies that live here at Soggy Bottom, and I was going to use it in the journal. But you know, the faces were so tiny, I was like, I betcha I could fit them in the window of this little house. And there's Ruthie Rose, and there's Angela Rose, and they're peeking out the window. Now, in the doorway, I'm going to put a bigger picture of Maggie Rose, because I decided that it was going to be Maggie's house. It was going to be Maggie's house, and this was going to be Maggie's dragon living on the roof of her grass house. Because in the journal, Angela Rose has her own page right there where she's flying across the ocean from the UK. So I thought I would do a special page for Maggie, and then Ruthie Rose will get her own page too, and Lily will get her own page. Everybody's going to get their own page. So let's see. What I'm going to do right now is, remember I made the little door, I backed it with some paper. I am going to glue the hinge of the door, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of beacon glue. I still have my cutting board out because I was cutting little holes in the windows, and that was a very delicate job. I'm going to glue it this way. I said I was going to put a tiny bit of glue. I think I put a lot of glue. It's not good to use a lot of glue when you have very thin magazine paper. All right, I just want it to be able to open and close. Now I'm going to have to bend it back this way because I sort of put the hinge on this side so it won't obstruct Maggie Rose's picture in there. And she's going to go in there. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put, you know, I think I need to press this down a little bit. This is my fancy bone folder, which doubles as scissors handle. I'm going to put a drop of beacon glue up here. Maybe down there. Maybe down there. All right, I just moved the glue across. I didn't want to do that. Sometimes you get little glue strings. All right, so put the picture down, and can you see that? I'm going to center her in the doorway. I want to get her wild hair in there. There we go. Probably just like, oops. Good enough. Okay. Commit. Sometimes you just have to commit. All right. Okay. I don't know why, but there seems to be a green space at the bottom of the door. I don't know why that happened. Let's see. Do I want to put a little, I want to put a little green piece in there? Or Mr. Possum emptied my garbage. I would have put the little piece of dirt on there. I could put a dark green, I can put a step. I could put a little doorstep there. Or I could, where's my scraps? Where's my scraps? There we go. I can put one of these there. Oh, got gold. Okay, I'm cutting a piece of the scrap paper. Maybe I'll put a little gold step right there. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't know why I can't cut anything straight. Everything I do curves. Perfect. Possum, perfect. All right, let's put a little glue on this. All righty. Now, I think I can go ahead and glue this down. And what I'm going to do is peel the backing off of the photographs, because these are printed on sticker paper. Try not to pull them off the magazine paper. This is very thin magazine paper. Very thin. 2, 3. Okay. Now I'm going to start in this area by putting glue stick around, because once I put this down, this is going to be stuck down. And let me get this out of the way. All right, let's see if I, oh boy. Oh boy. Here comes the tricky part. All right. I think if I start in this corner, it seems crooked, but you know what? We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. because it is just too delicate to worry about. Yeah, I'm down a little bit, but no worries, no worries. All right, now I'm going to try to glue this part down. I got kind of lumpy over here for some reason. All right, now you can see how much I was off by looking at the back. So we're just going to trim that. And nobody will know. Alrighty, so far so good. I think the dragon goes next. And I put some scaly scrapbook paper. It's really for dinosaurs, but it works well with the dragon too on the back, because my idea was to have it peeking up like that. So now this is 2 layers of cardstock, so I'm gonna, oh, let's see, how far is it gonna peek up? Paper engineering, paper engineering. Okay, that far. Because I don't want to put glue above that line. But I've got to get this on here. Doesn't she look gorgeous sitting up there? I love her. I love her. She needs her little grass decoration. Here it is. I actually have 2 because I double dyed it. I double papered the dye. All right, we're going to put the grass on top. Close this up. Close that up. Get a glue paper. Get a glue paper. Okay, this is very thin, so I don't know. Let's try some glue stick. Trying not to rip it. Probably would have been better off just putting a little glue right here, right? Take anything easy and I can make it look difficult. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this in, and while that is drying, come up with a little bit of journaling. That goes right there. I think it all worked out perfectly. All right, I think, I'm pretty sure I've got this in there all glued down. Well, if anything pokes up, we'll just fix it later. So what I want to do right now is put a card down here. And I know that in this pack that Rhonda sent me, all about fairies, there were some tags or journaling cards. Now here's the tags. Oh, got tabs too. If you can see the magic in a fairy tale, you can face the future. Wow. That is very cool. Let's see. Believe. Oh, there's my word. There's my word, believe. Ooh, I'm going to have to put that somewhere. That is my word for 2024. And believe in fairies and you will always have a magical heart. That's too big to put there, but I can put that on another page. I do have believe. There's some paper I got at the flea market this summer. Ah, I just want pretty things and a pair of fairy wings. Oh, look, and here's another one. Just believe. This is now popping up everywhere. Ooh. So I'm going to put this down here. And, Always believe something wonderful is about to happen. Oh my gosh. Now look, I'm going to find the word believe everywhere. All right, let me cut this out. Well, I put this journaling card at the bottom. I love it. Just believe. Maggie Rose arrives at Soggy Bottom with, now I was going to write her dragon because this is her dragon, but maybe the dragon has a name. Let me ask her. Maggie Rose. Yeah, does your dragon have a name? Biscuit? Biscuit. What kind of name is Biscuit for a dragon? You should never question a fairy. You should never question a fairy, but I'm interested in knowing. I'm just interested in knowing, Maggie, why is your dragon's name Biscuit? Because I keep saying T, 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 and you keep thinking, and biscuits? Oh my gosh, the cat's name is TT. So she thinks I'm saying T, T-E-A, T-T, and she's thinking biscuits. Oh my gosh. So Maggie Rose's dragon's name is Biscuit. I'm going to write that down and finish up the page. Just when I think I'm all done, I was moving the papers aside and I saw this little blue fairy. And I'm like, that's kind of plain over there. Maybe I could just put a little blue fairy right there, just sort of looking up at the dragon on the roof. And let me just add one more thing. One more thing. I know there's always one more thing. One more thing. I do like to add my little extra touches. Like that. Very subtle, but you know, just a little something over there. Now, I know I spent a bit of extra time doing this page. I didn't think it would take so long, but I'm loving the dragon and the little house and fairies inside of windows and doors. Biscuit the dragon. All right, so I'm going to go back, and I will come back in the next video or another video and work on the ladybug page. I'm going to leave these crumbs. Look at the cover of this New Yorker magazine with the ladybugs. It is so cool. Ladybug paper and Lillian ladybug. And also there were ladybugs here. Oh yeah, here's a little fairy on the ladybug. And there were some more ladybugs somewhere. Oh, there they are. And we will do a page for Miss Ladybug Lillian, the fairy. That'll be the next fairy page. All right, so I just want to thank you for coming along today and meeting Biscuit the dragon. I'm still going to laugh at that, right? Okay. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye.